Hey Aries, your June tarot reading is ready. I am Eleanor and welcome to Pink Pearl Tarot. Your main themes for June are magical power and red rose, open your heart. Your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed and you'll be met with the true passion you seek. All right. Beautiful. So what these mean for June together is that it's all about love being the ultimate source of magic in your life and in this world, and how opening your heart, or your heart chakra if you prefer, activates your magical talents and gifts, which are absolutely real. I believe in it. I've seen it. If you're watching a tarot channel, hopefully you believe in it to some degree too. So anyway, this power, it's emerging in your life at this time, and it is magnifying the effectiveness of your intentions and the influence over your experience. So, for which magical gift of yours will serve you the most in June? Which magical talent to call upon? You have the Judgment card in reverse. So, since it is in reverse, I'm going to say it's a gift you might not be aware of yet or have suppressed for some reason. Hang on. Okay. And when I say it, it's actually going to sound so out there probably that you're going to think I have gone cuckoo bananas. But conjuration, conjuring, that's the word I'm hearing. I mean, but is that really that different than creativity? But for some reason, to call it magic, I'm calling it conjuring. Also summoning. So, like, to take examples from witchcraft would be sigil magic, creating servitors, or deity work. I mean, I know my channel is usually more mundane than this, but this is what's coming through, so it's what I'm going to say. Now, it doesn't have to be witchcraft. That's just an example, but like most belief systems have some sort of rituals involved for the sake of invocation. Prayers, for example, mantra chanting. You take whatever resonates with you. The point is, though, whatever method you use, whatever form this magic takes in your life, the activating factor is love coming through an open heart channel. So for where you will see the most change, you have the Star. Oh my God, it doesn't get any better than that for a change. Well, I suppose it could, but usually when this card comes up, it's what's the most needed. It indicates a profound healing of some sort, a restoration of faith, belief in magic, obviously, a renewal of hope. This may have been a dark year so far, but here in June, if you look with your heart, you can see the light and you can feel that you aren't alone, that you're guided and that you're protected. And when you can find that hope again, you might find yourself inspired to set new intentions for the future. It's like being lost at sea for a really long time, and when you finally see land, then you know which way to paddle. And look, it actually says there on that red rose card that blockages will be healed. So there you go. Let's see. Your biggest obstacle. For your biggest obstacle, you have the Eight of Swords reversed. Upright, typically this means mental blocks, but since it is reversed, and in the context you have here, it feels like specifically the mental blocks that are aimed downward at your heart, the way certain beliefs can influence the flow of love through your heart. So the types of blocks that we tend to think we can intellectualize through, but that never seems to work because they're supposed to be felt through. And so I'm seeing trust issues, resentment, or detachment. Essentially the mind as a block to feeling. So for the best thing about this month, you have the Eight of Wands reversed. The pace might be perfectly ideal for all of this stuff. I keep getting the feeling of like, I know I need to deal with it all, but who's got the time? Maybe in June you just might. Because like for once, any feelings of overwhelm might have a chance to subside. So for your influence and impact on others, you have the Four of Wands reverse. So with that Judgment card, there is a sense of awakening, even in reverse. So like I said, conjuring or summoning, and this can be like reviving discarded or forgotten traditions in your family or heritage and inviting others to participate. You could be creating the external conditions to express love, like gatherings, reunions, special celebrations of achievement. And there's a sense of like rallying certain connections that had previously been lost to entropy, adult life. And also, the other thing I heard with that judgment card in reverse, and this is the weirdest ass thing that I'll ever said, but like necromancy, which is like, in the D&D games, bringing things back to life. But there is like a sense of like being able to breathe life back into something. So anyways, for what opportunities to look for, you have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Opportunities to address what has not been working in your life. With that Eight of Wands in reverse, like I said, you might finally have enough of a pause to take apart some of the, I guess, failures, disappointments, and assess what the contributing factors might have been so that you can try something different. Actually, was it Edison that said something like, I didn't fail, I just found 100 ways that didn't work? So it's opportunities to try the 101st thing. So for where you will find the most support, you have the Queen of Wands reversed. So that's really interesting with that reversed Eight of Wands, because they're turning this back around and saying that instead of looking for more support to enable taking on more and more and more, rather honor your limits. Support itself, by definition, is a supplement to your own strength and your own power, right? So this says to ask yourself, how can you stay operating within your own locus of power and not extend yourself beyond that? In a way, it does say that you will be your own best support system right now, because this is your energy, that Queen of Wands, and at the same time, it's saying not to overtax it. So for your self-care directive, you have the Knight of Swords reversed. Yep, the Knight of Swords reversed. Again, with that Eight of Swords in reverse up there, is it's negative self-talk, self-sabotaging beliefs, the inner critic, all of that stuff. So that's going to mean practicing mindfulness around those things. So that can be journaling. Sometimes you write a whole bunch, it's just like automatic writing, and then going back and reading it can tell you so much. Or methods of differentiating those voices from your own, like identifying where they came from. Whose voice is that really that's saying you're not enough, or whatever it is. It could be using your magical gifts to banish that voice once it's teased out, or to take its power away, to take its microphone away, as it were. There are so many, like there's tons and tons of ways that you can find, like in books or on YouTube, or maybe even in your own ancestral practices to actually do this. I am not an expert, so it feels like there's a really fun rabbit hole you can go down for that. So that's what I have for you, Aries. Much love, and I'll talk to you next month. Thank you.